All right, number 4 is here. So you know what we're doing. You guys are getting to be experts already. So let's go ahead and write number 4 right in the middle. So 1 inch to 2 inches to leave space around it. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna draw a 4 just basic like this. And then we're gonna turn, let's go ahead and turn that into a 4 that has maybe some depth in there. So maybe there, we'll go that way. And here, let's extend this 4 out. There we go, there's a 4. So any 4 you want, kind of fun, or make it simple. You can do any of the numbers any way you want. So I will do this inside because we are gonna break up this middle. And this one is gonna be arrows. So this one is gonna be a little more difficult, but you can watch and see how it comes together. And I do like doing this one. So this is one you can track back probably about 15 years. This was one I wasn't doing the handful of years. It was just kind of one I stumbled across when I was playing around. So this one I call arrows. I don't name all of them, but I definitely have at least 100 that I've probably named over the years when I'm creating them. There's a lot of patterns that I use the same in the pieces, and I'm also always creating new ones as well. So let's go ahead and do the outline. Once you wrote your 4, let's go do the outline all the way around. Working on your line control, and it even helps, some of you might have even noticed, is when you're not talking. Like talking right now and drawing at the same time can actually make your lines wobbly. So when you take a deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, you can maybe go down a little bit more. You know, it was Disney who taught me when I need to start. When I was doing artist in residence at Disney, I used to draw only in my room. I never wanted to draw around people or show because it was an intimate thing for me. But I had to learn how to talk and draw and create and break my patterns. I could be into a pattern and I would have to break that concentration. So over the years when I was doing artist in residence and creating artwork at Disney, that's actually what really taught me how to draw and talk at the same time, and I've kind of learned how to do that, but I never used to like doing it. But breathing technique is a huge part of this when you're working on pattern work. So first we're gonna make these little diamonds or triangles, I guess you could say. So find a spot that you can go all the way down. Don't do it in front of this 4 because we first need to have a starting point. So our starting point, I would say, start all the way on the far left. That's what I always shoot for, is I need to be able to have one straight shot down, because when we're creating these, you'll see why. You're gonna just go ahead and watch and you will see, create one triangle, and then you're gonna go at the top, and then you're gonna create another one, and you're basically just gonna stack these just like that, little Christmas trees or whatever you wanna call them. And then this, boom, look at that, fit perfectly. So now that I have that going all the way down, now we're gonna flip them. So we're gonna go right next to it, we're gonna flip it, and then we're gonna create this other diamond. So see how I kind of gave that some space? Because then I could go back and attach it. Because if you try to force it, it might look wobbly. So sometimes I definitely might give it a little bit of space just so I could fit it in there. But we're gonna do the top and the bottom. And why I wanted to do it over here to where you could go all the way down is now we have our base. So I'm gonna go back and flip it this way, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish these off to the right so that we can do all these. And then I will go here. There's that way. So little triangle. So go down, follow it best you can. Start here, go in the corner, and you'll get the hang of it. This one might take time. Don't try to touch. Again, you're not trying to touch any. You want to be able to see some white in between each of the patterns or each of the sections there. And we'll go ahead and do it again. There's that. Boom. So sometimes it works out pretty nice. Actually, this one worked out pretty nice for me, which is good. You know, once you get the hang of it, I'm actually breathing right now so I could get that in. So you could actually see how that fit nicely to that corner. Now if we flip it this way, now we can finish going the other direction. So here we go. So let's keep going. So this one might take a little more breaths, just because it is a little more tricky and it's very easy to screw this pattern up. So here you can see where it's cutting in. So you're just gonna do the best you can without cutting into that 4. Well, we want to leave that. Boom. Okay, now this one is where it's going to get a little tricky once it gets down here. So usually I take my time, and yeah, this one, there are some patterns that are a little trickier, because when I see how that one, I could tell with the talking and trying to go fast, even though it's not touching, it's getting a little too close for comfort on there. So this one, you're just gonna guess the best you can. So you can see where you go in and you're guessing it's gonna come out right there. So that's all you can do on these. When you have hidden objects on the inside, you just gotta work around it the best you can. You don't wanna draw through that pattern or through that word or name or hidden image. In this, it's that 4. So we're gonna keep going. You might be able to get into a rhythm. Here's that bottom part. Boom. There's the middle. And there we go. All right, we're almost halfway there. So see how that's coming together? See, it looks nice when you have all these different patterns there. So this section right here, since it is gonna go right in the middle, you're gonna wait until it gets to be that turn to see what we're gonna do in the middle here. So here's that, boom. So this one, I'm guessing, is gonna go something like that and that. I mean, that's all you could do, right? I mean, you got the little 4, boom, boom. Try to make it all go together like those 4, like that was there the whole time, and don't disrupt it. So now we're just gonna go right around it, and hopefully everything will stay straight. So when we get back out here and we find this other area that we've kind of been playing around with, and you can always also look to see how things are going by going across and trying to keep it together. So by the time I shoot out of here, I should be coming out right just about almost at the top and at the bottom of the 4 here. So let's see how that comes together. Like I said, it's starting to get a little trickier. That's how these patterns should be. We want to test out your limits. I could even see this wobbling a little bit, so I can almost correct it too by making these a little bigger over here, because I can tell 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these ones are going to be my 10th. So you could see this wobble is going to start coming over here. So we should be able to start connecting these triangles on this one. Let's see if we can. Again, shooting right there. We're gonna go right there. Boom, best you can, and look at that. And there's that. So now we found our triangles again, how we kind of passed right through there. So that's going to be probably the hardest part for some of you, is when you're working around the hidden details. Because yeah, you can, you know, a good way of testing this out is also, you know, whether you do it on your own, is just working on the patterns. Find your patterns, find a square, and then just do a square of that pattern by itself. And then once you get comfortable, then you could start working it around some of the hidden detail. Now I gotta fit sloppy. Yeah, see, I'm even working fast. I'm even going fast. I'm rushing. Actually, I'm not Russian. I'm North Italian, but yeah, I don't want to be moving too fast, because once you start rushing it, that's when you're gonna, you know, start getting sloppy and making a mess of the pattern. Some of these, especially where it does look good if you keep it clean, they can get a mess easily. So I'm gonna go back and try to clean up some of this mess that I did coming out of this 4 here, so that we can make these triangles look good. See, like right here, that one looks sloppy, so let's clean this up. And now everything should be coming right back together. And there we go. So hopefully this one challenged some of you. Some of you might have gotten this really easy. But that's what you pushing yourself, testing yourself. I mean, that's what I did in this whole industry. I kept going further and further. I never wanted to be an artist. I always could draw as a kid. Never wanted to be an artist. You know, my family always told me I should have been, but no, or they wanted me to be at a young age, but I mean, a lot of the times it was kind of boring for me, because I didn't want to just draw the basic stuff, you know, in there. I always was looking for something a little more. And then once I started realizing the whole aspect of hiding things, that's where it really excited me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can hide everything in here. I could write my journal. You know, I was not a good reader and writer in school, but I could draw everything out. Some teachers thought I wasn't paying attention or listening, but I would draw it out in these doodles and hide everything and be like, look, I'm paying attention. I'm just not gonna write you an essay paper. I'm gonna draw everything out for you. Math was something that I was good at, you know, but again, I just couldn't show the same work that the teachers wanted. You know, not everyone's the same. Not everyone's cookie cutters. You know, you got to find your own path, find your own way. I always knew I wanted to have my own business. Never knew it would have been in this industry. I just hustled it. I outworked everybody. I mean, like I said, I was doing over 300 shows a year the first couple years. I mean, by this point, I mean, I just turned 40. I'm 40 years old. Still at this, and I probably have well over 1,500 shows under my belt all across the country. You know, I've just kept going. You know, I've been very lucky and blessed to do this professionally for, you know, this long, and I hope to keep going at it and hoping to keep creating these things for you guys so you can see how it comes together. So lesson number 4, there we go. And let's take a break from there.